Here. Come on. There. All right.
Okay. This video was meant to be a review of A Way Out, but I have even bigger news. Okay, breathe. Breathe. Is everyone sitting down? Okay, I am about to bestow on you the biggest news to all of you in gaming since the Superman 64 was released. Okay, relax. Be under control. Oh yeah. Shaq Fu, A Legend Reborn is getting a release date on May 5th.
Shaq Diesel, baby.
This just totally overshadowed God of War. No one will care about the game. Fucking Shaq Fu is dropping, and people, this is amazing. Woo. Oh, as you can see, I obviously hijacked this video with incredible, amazing, fantastical news. Let's see if Tuf-A-Saurus can get back on track. As you can see, I'm sweating. Look at me, I'm dripping. This news was so big. Ah! Okay, I'm good. The question is, are you guys? I sure as P doubt it. Okay. A Way Out. Boy, do I love these games that take chances and are different than everything out there. And this game is one of those. Yes, sirree, Billy Bob Thornton. I mean, this game is old school. I mean, it takes two. Count them, two. Guys, gals, and transvestites to finish this little ditty, which I thought was a pee-water idea. And with this game being only $30 and it's even free to a second person, well, any asshole out there can basically play this game that has any social skills at all. So how did Tuffy Tuff and the Sunshine Band play this game, you ask? Well, I handcuffed my sun blanket to my 4K boob tube and made his ass finish the game with me in only 2 sittings. Count them, 2. Now, don't worry, everyone, social justice warriors and everything. I left him a bucket to go pee-pee and poo-poo and gave him 1 red apple for nourishment and methamphetamines for energy. So I provided like any parent should do. Okay, now that all of you swell people have insight on how I played and beat the game, let's chitty-chat about it, shall we? A Way Out was one of those games that should be applauded for taking risk, and it is one of the only games I think I ever played in my life where I never did anything twice. It did a wonderful job of mixing different genres in minigame-like ways to progress the story. Come to think of it, I wouldn't have batted one of my perfectly stunning eyelashes if this game was called Mini Game Simulator instead of A Way Out.
What do I look like? A newscaster?
Just kidding, everyone. If we were to call this game Mini Game Simulator, that would be doing an injustice to its story, which I have to say was pretty doggone good. Much love to the ending that took a swerve right out of left field and into Tuffy Tuff's anus when I least expected it. Ouch! I told you I'm a tight ass.
Just keep your head low.
It was even a little heartbreaking in a final episode of Wonder Years kind of way.
Still, we never forgot our promise. We wrote to each other once a week for the next 8 years. I was there to meet her when she came home with my wife and my first son.
Why couldn't Kevin just ended up with Whitney? Okay, so everything sounds first-degree litidocious about this game, right? Right? I don't think so, Dick Kip.
I don't think so, Tim.
While A Way Out does a wonderful job of mixing things up from all genres of all games, it rarely does anything great. And in some instances, the mechanics are below what a lot of us come to expect in games nowadays. Now, this wouldn't be that big of a deal if the subpar mechanics were in tiny parts of the game, but the one thing that isn't up to current industry standards is A Way Out shooting. Now, this game runs on the Unreal Engine 4, which was used in games like BioShock Infinite, Gears of War 3, and Borderlands 2, so having these mechanics isn't the engine's fault. In A Way Out's defense, there isn't a ton of bang bang boom boom, but during one of the most important parts of the game, shooting brings down what should have been an incredibly fun and emotional climax to the story, and it was a real kick in the taint. Women have taint too, by the way. I bet you guys didn't know this is a game review / sex education video. Another thing that bothered me about A Way Out is that it is a story-driven game that has no way whatsoever to change the story. Games like Life is Strange, Heavy Rain, and any Telltale games have ways to alter parts of the stories in interesting and fascinating ways. But no matter what you do, in A Way Out, the story goes in linear fashion. Now, maybe this is my fault for going into the game and expecting one thing and getting something else. When I first started this game, I expected it to be a story game that has to be played with two people, when in reality, it is a co-op game first that has a nice story. Basically, what I'm getting at is the selling point of this game is co-op first and everything else second. When you play this game, don't expect a reason to play this game more than twice. There are two endings. I used to twice. What do you know? Ironic.
And isn't it ironic? Don't you think?
There are two endings, no collectibles or anything like that. And once you've seen both endings, that's it. Puzzles don't have numerous ways to finish them, and while there are like 3 or 4 times you can choose either Leo's way of doing stuff or Harvey's way, all it really boils down to is being violent or being stealthy. And in choosing which path you take, you can usually see the environment you didn't take and walk into parts you chose not to do. There just isn't any mystery in this game once you completed it. And that is just a doggone shame, people! A Way Out is a 6 out of 10 game. That is a 9 out of 10 idea. It is an indie game that was made by only 15 paraplegic people who don't have use of their hands, and they can only type and program with their toes. So you do have to give them credit for that, I guess. I mean, having 15 people is like 13 more than the people that made Hotline Miami, which is a better game. Hey, but those people had full use of their hands. Just kidding. One of my subbies begged me to mention that only 15 people worked on this game, so I made him give me a blowy, and I gave in. What? I'm only human.
But I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put your blame on me.
Okay, so despite A Way Out being a slight teeny weeny little short, no, we're not gonna do it, disappointment to me, I am incredibly excited for the franchise. If they made A Way Out 2 and built on what they made here, worked on some of the mechanics, and added branching storylines, this game could be special. But that just may be old Tuffy Tuff throwing a quarter into a fountain and making a wishy wish. Okay, now down to the nitty gritty pee on me, my pretty. Please clean out the litter box of kitty shitties. Ooh, that was a tongue twister. If I had to rate A Way Out, I'd give it a 69 out of 100, which makes it almost good in my book. Just one tiny point below good. So close. Sad face. And out of the 330 games I have played and rated in my life, A Way Out comes at 172, which puts it right behind the 1987 classic Leisure Suit Larry 1. Hell yeah! I love playing sex games when I was 3. Just kidding. I waited till I was 10 to play the game. On my Commodore 128. Ballin'!
Should find something on the way.
A Way Out is behind another classic game on my list, and that is Mortal Kombat 1. Ha! Mortal Kombat at 171? Psst. Hey! Mortal Kombat didn't hit its stride till Mortal Kombat 2. So back off, fuckers! Since A Way Out is where it is on my notorious list, it puts it right ahead of another indie game, War of Mine, Mini-Men.
Mini-Men, mini-men.
Little ones. And it also puts it ahead of WWF Attitude for the PS1. I love that wrestling game. It had Create a Wrestler mode, and I made a wrestler named Nick Flair. Woo! Okay, so there you have it. If you are dying for a co-op experience with a bit extremely linear story, go buy A Way Out or at least find someone else that has it. There is a good time to be had for at least 7 hours. Just don't expect much after that. Also, if you are not playing this game due to it being an EA game, just stop. These are indie developers, and being in the gaming industry as an indie developer, it's hard, so you have to look for your openings. And this game has none of EA's grubby, greedy fingerprints on it. For the love of Pete, you can play it for free if you know someone. Okay, so there you have it. I'm sure old Dukip is shaking his fist at the computer screen right now in a fit of rage. But oh well, you take the good, you take the bad. The facts of life.
You take the good, you take the bad, you take them all, and there you have the facts of life. The facts of life.
Sleep outside on the cold.
Boy, I love that song. I could listen to it all doggone day. Oh, and before I leave you for the weekend, let me show you who I'm doing my second playthrough with. Some of you might have heard of this silly SOB. I guess he's kind of famous.
Ain't all bad.
What's up, everyone? It's Logan Paul! You thought old Tuf-A-Nator killed me or kicked me out of his estate behind his couch because I ain't been in his last 3 or 4 videos? Hell no! Logan Paul here to stay and promote suicide awareness, because you know that's my goal. So, what am I here for? It is WrestleMania weekend, and old Tuf-A-Nator wasn't going to let me be in this video, so I pile drived his ass, and I said I'd do it again if he didn't let me in. Okay, so yes, I am his secret partner for his second playthrough walkthrough. It's going to be old Tuf-A-Nator and old Logan Paul, but I have something very important to tell you. It being WrestleMania weekend, I want you to go to LoganPaul.com/shop and buy a shirt because it's WrestleMania. Now it's true, none of my shirts are wrestling